What's up, you guys? Welcome to More Movement, Please. I'm famous Ashley Grant, and this is the podcast that inspires you to move your body more. So today we're talking about something that sounds super basic, but it's critical for your workouts, and it's water. Yep, good old H2O. And I know what you're probably thinking. Really, we're dedicating a whole episode to drinking water? But stick with me here, because I promise you, a lot of us are getting this wrong, and it could be sabotaging your workouts without you even realizing it. So let's dive in. And pun was absolutely intended here. So here's the deal. Your body is basically a fancy meat sack that's filled with about 60% of water. Your muscles, they're about 75% water. So when you're working out and you're sweating like you're in a sauna competition, you're losing the very thing that your muscles need to function. It's kind of like you're trying to run a car without oil. Technically, sure, it's possible for a little bit, but is it smart? Absolutely not. And here's where things get really wild, right? You don't even have to be dripping in sweat to be dehydrated. By the time you actually feel thirsty, you're already about 2% dehydrated. And at just 2% dehydration, research shows that your performance can drop by around 10%. 10%! And according to the American College of Sports Medicine, this effect is even worse when you're exercising in the heat. That's the difference between crushing your personal record and feeling like you're moving through peanut butter. So how do you know if you're dehydrated during a workout? Well, let me paint you a picture. Maybe you're feeling sluggish or a little dizzy, or your heart's racing faster than usual for the effort that you're putting in. You might even have a headache creeping in, or your mouth feels like the Sahara Desert. And here's a fun one. You stop sweating, even though you're going as hard as you normally do. And that's not because you suddenly became superhuman. That's actually your body waving a red flag. Oh, and that muscle cramp that just won't quit? Yep, dehydration could be the culprit there too. So what do we do about this? And the solution is so freaking simple, but the execution is what takes a little planning. So let's give you a hydration game plan that's backed by experts. First up is pre-hydration. Start your workout already hydrated. And I got to tell you guys, I'm so bad at this. This is so hard for me. But according to the National Athletic Trainers Association, you should be drinking about 17 to 20 ounces of water or a sports drink 2 or 3 hours before you start to exercise. Then you want to knock it back to 7 to 10 ounces about 10 to 20 minutes before you start. It's kind of like you're putting gas in your tank before a road trip. And then during your workout, the American College of Sports Medicine recommends drinking at a rate of about 400 to 800 milliliters per hour during exercise. Now, I get it. That probably sounds like a lot of math for someone who's just trying to get their squats in. So here's the simple version. Just take a few sips every time you transition between exercise or during your rest periods. Just make it part of your routine. So aim for about 7 to 10 ounces every 10 to 20 minutes if you can. Now, if you're going longer than an hour, or if you're doing something really intense, you might want to bring in electrolytes as well. This is where we're talking about sports drinks or even those electrolyte tablets or powders. When you sweat, you're not just losing water, you're losing sodium, potassium, and other minerals that your body needs. The research shows that for exercises that are lasting more than an hour, adding carbohydrates and electrolytes to your drink can actually enhance your performance. But for shorter workouts, water's totally fine. Don't let that sports drink industry convince you that you need that neon-colored beverage for your 30-minute jog or 30-minute workout. But I will tell you this. If you're going to get a sports drink or a electrolyte drink, I highly recommend the Gatorade organic strawberry flavor. Oh my goodness. My instructor turned me on to this. It is so good. I'll leave a link in the show notes. So what do you do after your workout? Well, this is your recovery time, baby. According to sports nutrition research, you need to drink about 150% of the fluid that you lost during your exercise in order to fully rehydrate your body. So what does this mean? Practically speaking, it means chugging about 20 to 24 ounces of water for every pound you lost during your workout. And I can probably hear you asking, how do I know how much I lost? Well, you could weigh yourself before and after your workout, but honestly, just drink when you're thirsty and keep an eye on your pee. Yep, I totally went there. This brings us to the next point. Your urine is like a hydration report card. And the National Athletic Trainers Association actually recommends this as one of the best ways to check your hydration status. Now, it's going to get gross, so if you want to skip it, I totally understand, but we're being honest here, right? Full transparency. When it's pale yellow or clear, that means you're crushing it. But if it's dark yellow, girl, you better start drinking up. And if it's the color of apple juice, well, you're definitely behind on your water intake. This is the easiest and most reliable way to check your hydration status, and it requires zero special equipment or math. So let's take a quick moment to bust some myths. But I heard you can drink too much water. Well, yeah, that's true. It's a real thing where you dilate your sodium levels by drinking excessive amounts of water without replacing electrolytes. Research from endurance events shows that this happens when people drink more than about 700 to 800 milliliters per hour and actually gain weight during exercise. But this is really only a concern for endurance athletes doing ultramarathons or Ironman competitions. Your average gym session or run, you're probably not going to accidentally drink too much water. So don't use this as your excuse to skip hydration. And here's another myth. Coffee and tea dehydrate you. Okay, look, caffeine does have a mild diuretic effect. The water in your coffee or your tea, well, it more than makes up for it. So your morning coffee counts toward your hydration. You're welcome. And here's the thing that nobody's really talking about enough. Proper hydration, it's not just about performance, it's about safety. Severe dehydration can lead to heat exhaustion, heat stroke, all kinds of awful things. And this is especially true if you're working out in hot conditions. Your body, it regulates your temperature through sweating. And if you don't have enough liquid to sweat, things can go south fast. Plus, when you're properly hydrated, your workouts are just going to feel better. You're going to notice that you have more energy, better focus, and you'll recover faster. And research consistently shows that even mild dehydration, I'm seriously talking just 2% of your body weight, it can really start to mess with your endurance, your strength, and your overall performance. It's literally the easiest performance enhancer available. And if you get it from, your tap, it's technically free. And most gyms are going to have water fountains too. So don't give me the excuse that you can't get water. So here's what I want you to do after this episode. Get yourself a water bottle you actually like. And yes, I'm serious. It doesn't have to be cute. It doesn't have to be motivational, but I want you to be excited about the water bottle that you have so that you will actually use it and keep it with you during your workouts. For me, I actually keep one that's black and pink because anybody who knows me knows that I'm obsessed with the K-pop group Blackpink. So that's why I have Blackpink as my colors. Set reminders on your phone if you need to. Make drinking water as much a part of your workout routine as your warm-up and your cool down. And keep in mind that hydration starts way before you lace up your sneakers, and it continues long after you finish that last rep. It's an all-day thing, people. All right, that's all I've got for you today. I hope this was helpful. Onwards and upwards, my friends. Have you worked out today?